KA6S, WA6AJ.
I don't have a schematic yet.
Yeah, I just made a copy.
Excuses.
So you can't open an email anyway.
Why not? I was looking.
Yeah, I don't send it to you right now. Hold on.
Well, I'm in the ham room now. It don't do me any good.
Well, then call me after we get off the net.
10-4 rubber duck.
He's got to get his daughter to read his email for him.
You got it. 100% El Correcto. Okay. Anyway, you're right on there. KM6SRR, AA6S. Anyway, you're loud, Rob, over.
Thank you. Got the amp on this time. Didn't forget. So, yep, KM6SR. I guess I need ID. Good evening, guys. And to you, Mike, also there, WA6AJ.
Hello, Rob. KM6SRR, WA6AJ.
You guys are on early. Mike was in here and turned on the equipment. Then he went in to get a bite to eat.
I turned my amp on right now, so maybe it's a little better.
Whoop, I heard Mike there about he's allowed, but he doubled with you, Bill. Go ahead, Bill.
I said I just turned my amplifier on, Rob. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, you're only about 20 over.
Nah, you're at least that.
Yeah, I'd say probably about 22, 23 over.
More like about 30 over.
K6USY.
K6USY. I hear you. Not quite as strong as Rob, though. Aaron, go ahead. ISO 59 in Visalia, AA6S. I'm still breathing. I'm getting over the creepy cruds or whatever that was going around everybody has. You cough your lungs out there. WB6ISO, A6S. Somebody else probably want to give you a shout. You pointed in that direction, Mike? Yeah, how about Rob? Rob, you going to give ISO a shout?
Yep, I'm heading that way. I was up there. I was listening for GGY, and I didn't hear him, so I went back down to listen to the LA guys. So I'll be up there in a minute.
Yeah, Rob's turning his antenna around. WB6ISO, AA6S. Very good signal here, and I don't even know if I'm pointed at you, but anyway, you're super loud.
Very pleasant to meet you again as well. And hope everybody's doing just fine. And we'll be listening to Mr. Ross and Mr. Announcer. Thank you much.
Even I can hear him.
He's loud. He probably hear you too, Aaron. Give him a call.
Yeah, WB6ISO, K6USY, Delta Mike 06.
Hey, Dennis, did you hear Aaron?
I can hear him very, very weakly up here. Not too terribly strong. But very pleasant to be in to you there, Aaron. Over.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. Yeah, good to hear you down here. K6USY.
Good evening, Dennis. WB6ISO, KM6SRR.
Rob, how are you doing, buddy? Everything fine with you down there, over?
Oh, yeah, doing fine. I was actually out working on putting together that 10-meter beam I got from you.
Oh, yeah, that's going to work out very good for you. I can't remember the gentleman's name that was with you when he came up here. Do you know who that was?
Oh, he came up with me, Marcus?
Yeah, say again?
Yeah, Marcus came up with me.
Yeah, he said he wanted to get back to me. Was he still interested in those radios, those 765? Do you know?
I don't think he is. He's got a lot of radios for the shack there, so he just likes buying stuff, but he doesn't think about after he buys it.
Okay, very good. No problem. No problem at all. Okay. All right, well, hey, you guys go ahead and carry on. I got some early check-ins. Do you want to take them and pass them on?
Sure. I do the log for Mike and post it up on the Bozo IO nets, so go ahead.
Yeah, either one. Want to go ahead and take them. Just great. You're both very, very loud up here tonight. Very nice signals. We'll start out with number 160-336-782. Break.
Okay, got him. Go ahead.
849-132 and 233 break.
Okay, got him.
And 1101, and of course I'm Bozo 86, and I think that's about all I got for you tonight, and we'll try to, you can tell Mike that I'll be hanging around in case anybody else checks in afterwards or wants a late check-in, so we'll be hanging around, over.
Okay, and yeah, I got 86 in there before you even started. Anyway, no Olga or Jack tonight, I guess, huh?
Say again, please.
No Olga or Jack tonight that checked in.
No, didn't hear from him. I haven't heard from Jack or his wife, either one of them, and there's a few of the ones that are still missing, but they could still check in a little later. We got some latecomers here in Sacramento area that want to get check in probably later, and will more than likely be able to do it on their own. So we'll hang around in case they need a relay or anything else. So anyway, thank you much. I do appreciate it. And is everything else okay with you?
Oh, yeah. It's lovely weather today. I don't know how you're doing up there, but we had nice sunshine and just needed a shirt on, and you're comfortable outside.
Yeah, I don't know if you turned your antenna this way or whatever you did. You jumped about 20 plus over here, very, very loud. Yeah, we're up to about the low 70s here today. Really nice. It's going to be some nice weather to get out. And you're saying you work on that 10-meter beam is what you're doing?
Yeah, I just pulled it off. I had it set up on a pile of stuff and start putting it together. I guess we didn't mark all the stuff, so I've got to look at the manual. I got to pull the manual off online and see. I'm thinking the longest element is the reflector, and the regular element that receives the stuff, I know where that goes because of the way the makeup, the way we took it apart. And I think the shorter one is probably the director out front.
Yeah, well, if you remember, I did give you the manual for that, and yeah, it's very, very easy. The longest elements will be the reflector. The next ones are down to be on the driven element, and the shortest one will be the director, and you're set to go. But I would double check I give you the paperwork on there, and just check your measurements, and you should have no problem at all.
Yep, I can't find the paperwork here. I don't know where it is here, but I did have one that I just printed out the original page with the number of it, so I'll look it up and get it online again. Okay, well, if you have any problem on that, let me know, and I'll try to dig out some more information. But, yeah, you had to complete the original paperwork and everything else. Yeah, you probably put it where you didn't think you put it. You'll find it. It's like, it's there. It was there. Yeah, it's probably around here somewhere. It's just easier to pull it offline than spend hours looking for it. My ham shack's kind of a mess, so that's how I work it.
Okay, very good. Well, you'll have fun as a good working antenna, and you'll have a lot of fun on 10 meters with that one. It does a very good job. All right, well, I'll get it away, and thank you very much. You take care, and the rest of the gang down there, by golly, everybody's sounding mighty good. And I get a few of the stations out of the Southern California area up here, but a lot of them don't have a lot of oomph, I guess. Or the one station there in Long Beach, and there's a couple of them in the high desert I could hear. But anyway, if they could hear me down there, hello to Southern California and the rest of the gang. And Bryce, you're very, very loud up here this evening as well. 73 for now. I'll get out of the way. Mike should be getting in there, and a very pleasant evening to Mike if he's listening. WB6ISO.
Okay, Dennis, 73 WB6 ISO, KM6SRR. I'm going to turn back down to listen for the LA guys.
Okay, you tell all those LA guys hello.
73 is Dennis from AA6S.
You're very loud up here. You got a really good silent signal up here. You and Rob both, you're both coming in here very nicely. Say hello to the gang down there. One of these days they'll get a station down there got enough power to make it all the way up to Northern California. Hi.
Yeah, fantastic, Dennis. You got a really strong signal here in the Visalia. WB6ISO 73's AA6S.
You bet you 73C as well. You're 2030 ORS9 up here, very loud.
QSL, thank you.
He was booming down the valley. I mean, even for me, he was like S7. That's crazy. Hopefully some good conditions tonight. KA6USY.
Yeah, it'd be nice for a change, KM6SR.
If we got inversion layer problems tonight, we'll find out pretty quick. I mean, we had fog again for the second day, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, I'll be right back. I got to go run off to the kitchen real quick. KA6USY.
Oh, you're sure strong off the mountain there, K6USY, AA6S. Aaron, you're just S9 right off. I'm pointed due east. You're extremely loud.
Oh yeah, that great Sierra reflector. You're 10 over in Fresno.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, the big mirror.
Yeah, I don't know how those guys put up with it in Nebraska or other places like that. You don't have anything to bounce signals off of. Okay, I'll be right back. KA6USY.
Yeah, I'll be here. At least they don't have any multifast.
Hey, Rob, just wanted to say hello while I had the chance before things get busy. KG6CE.
Okay, Daryl, got you checked in. Good to hear you on there. KM6SR, standing by.
Well, I was just saying hello to you.
Okay, well, hello. How are things up the hill there? We had a great day here, and your weather is probably very similar, huh?
Yes, it was. It was very nice here today, and yeah, got some things done, and yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah, I got a few things done, mostly inside there, getting all the tax stuff ready and all that good stuff.
Oh, you guys are getting ready to have a meeting, huh?
Meeting? No. What do you mean, for the club or something?
Yeah.
No, we have it the second Friday, which we had it last Valentine's Day. So the next one's coming up. It's probably 3 Fridays away now, I think.
Okay, that's the one Ronnie was talking about. I guess he's gonna skip our Friday night chicken net and go to that.
Yeah, he wants to see the 905.
I'd like to see the 905 myself.
Yep, it'll be there on the 14th.
Well, skip that meeting there, Daryl.
Hi there.
Maybe, yeah, that's a possibility.
Hi there. K6USY in the group. I hear everybody. K6MYC. I was out here earlier, so we've got John checked in. KG6QHK, and we also have John, the other John, K6MI checked in, and USY and his wife, and Daryl, good evening to you, and good evening to you, Rob. Go ahead.
Okay, Mike. Yes, good evening. John was talking to Phil up there, WB6GGY, so I marked him down. And, of course, we got Bill and Mike in here also, AA6S and WA6AAJ.
KE60 and 1040.
Okay, and put down 1040 for Adam, and put down 800.
KK6ZKE 704.
And there's 704. And also 747. I think you said Mike was in here, right, Rob?
Roger on that. He might still be here, so I don't mean to speak for him. But how you doing, Adam? And how you doing there, Terry?
I'm doing all right. We're kind of get a winch all set up, mounted on my trailer, so I can pull a chicken coop onto it tomorrow.
Oh, well, if you want to know anything about the chicken business, talk to Ron, TYO, over there in Kerman.
Well, I'm talking live chickens, not dead chickens.
He doesn't move chicken coops, he moves real chickens.
Chicken pieces.
Yeah, I was going to say chicken parts.
Yep, chicken pieces. Good evening, Terry.
Good evening, one and all. KK6ZKE here. Just doing yard work and computer building.
Good, okay. Yeah, well, you can build those computers, but once you get them built, I don't know what to do with them.
Well, I've become sort of addicted to the dang thing for finances, so yeah, that's the way it goes.
Okay. Well, I'm beaming down toward KB6.
RQU.
Hey, RQU.
Is he there? Did I hear old Bozo 61 there? KB6RQU, was that you, Rick? Oh, somebody was just helping me with this call, okay. And N6SWR, he may never check in again, but we'll call him just on the outside chance.
Kilo 6.
Kilo 6, Victor Bravo Golf, 971. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, Mike. How are you doing?
We're hanging in there. It was a beautiful day again. Boy, we had that funny day yesterday, but today it turned right back to normal. So we was a happy camper.
Yeah, I was actually out in my shop cleaning up a little bit, trying to figure out what all happened.
Before the earthquake hit, you mean?
No, yeah, a little bit of water leakage.
Oh, okay.
To clean up a table saw. Got a little bit of water on it.
We had a strange one here. I've had this 40 meter 3-element problem. 40 meter is part of the cycle buster, 5 elements on 20 and 3 on 40, and all of a sudden the 40 meter went a little funny. Could hear okay. It just wouldn't take a load. As soon as I would key into it, it would trip the amp. Anyway, long story short, Frank finally got up there. We got it all cranked down and tested all the cables. Everything seemed to be fine. He got all the way up to the balun looking into the antenna, and it wasn't any good. It was 2 to 1. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't an antenna really. So he took the balun off, and he felt this funny hole in the top of the balun as he was reaching for it, and so he disconnects the balun and brings it down, and it's been peckered open by woodpeckers. 2 holes on the top of the balun, about 3/8 of an inch in diameter, and they've got it stuffed full of acorns. Over.
Roger, and the acorns got wet.
Right. This is ABS. 2-inch OD 180 wall ABS, and they pecked their way right through that. Over.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know those telephone boxes, the ABS telephone boxes that are about 1/4 inch thick. They do it through those too.
I'll be darned. Well, anyway, so we've got a new balun, and we'll have to put that up there tomorrow. But that's the first time I've ever had a balun failed to woodpeckers.
Yeah, a lot of the upper phone companies and stuff. Yeah, I was told by Jerry, yeah, they have huge woodpecker problems.
Yeah, well, they certainly had problems at Judy's place up in San Andreas. It pecked the telephone pole all to pieces. They finally had to come out and put a new one in. Yeah.
Yeah, destroy a telephone pole.
They had this telephone pole not only peckered full of acorn holes, but they also pecked it full of nest holes, so it had nests in it as well.
Yeah, they really are a pain. So remember, they're a protected species.
Oh, absolutely. Well, they're okay. I don't mind them, but they do get when they put the new pole at Julie's place. They had a housing around it. What was it? A fiberglass case or something around it, netting or something you put around the pole. So they have a way to keep them from doing that now.
Well, a lot of times anymore, they'll just put in a galvanized steel pole.
Well, they can do that, but those are noisy.
Well, a lot of places, that's what they're doing.
Do that for 5 or 10 minutes, and hopefully we'll be able to pick them up. W6PMD.
W6PMD, K6MYC, Bozo 47. He's not pointed up this way yet. John?
B6PMD, WB6PMD, AA6S, you copy, Pat?
AA6S, yeah, sure do, Bill. How you doing, man? Good signal, about 57 tonight.
QSL, number 800, checking in here, and a couple other guys are hanging loose here. W6PMD, I get it right here. AA6S, over.
Roger, I'll correct that. You're now S8, S9 there, Bill. Good to hear you, man. Good signal. Thanks for checking in down south here. Anybody else, Central Valley, want to check into the Southern California version? This is Whiskey 6 Papa Mike Delta, Bozo 58.
W6PMD, K6MYC 47.
Roger, Mike, how you doing? 682 local, hang on. Mike, you're sounding good too, man. How are things going up there? You guys gonna get some more rain this week? I think we lost the pass there, Mike.
I missed the question, Pat. You started to warble. Go ahead.
Okay. I was asking if you guys are expecting any rain over the weekend. We're talking about Sunday, Monday here, maybe.
Well, I don't know. We haven't looked that far ahead. We had a little funny sprinkle last night. It rained overnight here. We weren't expecting anything, but something must have passed through because all my grass and all the weeds were wet today. Although when we woke up at 6:30, it was bright sun streaming in the bedroom. So all I can tell you is that it rained overnight, but we weren't expecting anything. But it had been really hazy and cloudy the day before. Yesterday was cold and overcast, so it must have been the leftovers of that. But it wasn't much rain. It just wet the grass. Anyway, we'll see. Judy's looking at the weather report for the weekend here.
Yeah.
There's probably some others that want to check in with you, Pat, so I'll shut up here.
Rain Sunday and Monday.
Okay, we got rain Sunday, Monday here, Pat. That's what Judy says. Go ahead.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, we've been pretty dry here for quite a while, so we're just hoping to get another sprinkle. Anyway, yeah, we're doing pretty good here tonight. I think Dale's got a lot of check-ins. Do we have anybody else up there in your neighborhood? We got you and Bill with AA6S. Anybody else?
Yeah, Pat, KM6SRR. How you doing tonight? You went down a bit from where you were. You're really loud in the beginning. Over. I couldn't make any of that out. You kind of fell down into the noise there, but I heard you in my call sign, so I know you got me checked in. KM6SR, number 432, over.
Okay, anybody else up here in Central or Northern California for Pat, W6PMD in Southern California? Go ahead now.
W6RAY.
W6 Romeo Alpha Yankee. Good evening. This is Mike, K6MYC. I think you're down south. What's your Bozo number, over?
Bozo number is 1056, 1056. Yeah, this is Ray in Visalia.
Oh, okay. Ray. W6RAY, Ray in Visalia. Good to hear you. We haven't heard you for some time. 1056. Good evening, Ray.
Hey, Ron.
Good evening, Mike. Good to hear you. And I hope you're enjoying I think you're retired by now, but I'm headed that way soon, maybe.
Yeah, they turned off and just there back.
And thanks for the check-in. Sorry I've been around.
That's about it. Thanks, John.
Ray, I don't know where you pointed, but the guys in Los Angeles are stronger, and they covered you up on that time. Are you running pointed that way? Are you vertical or horizontal? And where are you pointed, Ray? Over.
In this case, it's vertical and it's omnidirectional. I don't have my 2-meter beam up yet.
Number 47, Mike.
Omnidirectional. Okay, well, thanks very much for checking in. Try to check in more often here. Good to hear you. W6RAY, K6MYC. Good evening.
Okay, Mike, you have a good one. W6RAY, I tell you.
I bet you heard him okay, didn't you, Bill?
Yeah, Roger, but he's not real strong. The PMD is as loud as he is.
Ray was louder for me than Pat, KM6SRR.
Well, he's running Omni, so he could be strong for anybody at any time, depending. Anyway, Ray, what were you running for power down there, Ray? Over.
50 watts, 50.
Okay, well, that's part of it, yeah. Everybody, I'm running 1,500. Rob's running about 1,100, and of course your buddy there in Visalia, Bill Alpha 6 Sugar, is running a kilowatt or so, 800 watts. So quite loud guys around you there. That's why you're not measuring up with the omnidirectional there. Hi. Anyway, good evening. Was there anybody else wanted to work down south to WS6 PMD? I guess that was it, Pat. 7-3, Pat, 7-3. W6 Papa Mike Delta, K6MYC clear. Bye-bye. I think he's turned the other way already.
K6MYC from K6WLD, Bozo 615, San Diego, Delta Mike 12.
Delta Mike 12. Give me the Bozo number again, please. You're a little light. I just didn't have it turned up enough. Delta Mike 12 station. Go ahead.
15, number 615, number 615. Over.
I don't. Was it number 15? 15?
Number 15, number 15, number 615. Over.
615.
I copied 1515.
Okay, yeah, I just can't get it. It's sick. Whatever he's saying is not coming through. Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 5?
That's what I'm getting, 615. Greg, KK6WLD.
Good evening down there in San Diego. Long time since we have heard you. Good to hear you. I think you're running low power also. K6WLD, or what is the prefix? K6MYC. Go ahead, Greg.
Kilo, over.
Kilo 6 Whiskey Lima Delta, but we heard something different. We got you as Lima Delta. Over.
You got the call sign correct. Kilo Whiskey Lima Delta, Greg, San Diego. Over.
Okay, I can tell you the audio is very thin. That's the problem. You're all high pitched, very difficult to copy. I didn't used to have that problem. It may be just the band. Greg, but I'm struggling with your audio. Maybe you need to put some compression in there because some of the syllables are very light. Over.
Copy that there's an audio problem. I'll look into it. Thanks.
Anybody, anywhere. KM6SHI, net control, Southern California Bozo Net, like to check in. Please come down.
All right, 7-3, Greg.
7-3, yeah, for some reason my audio hopefully this will be a little better.
Yeah, that's better.
Alright, yeah, for some reason my audio processing level is turned way down, so I gotta turn it back up now.
Yeah, now it sounds perfectly normal and perfectly readable. Big difference. I'm glad I mentioned it. Sometimes I feel bad when I mention it, and it's mostly my ears, but you certainly fixed it. Thank you, Greg. 73s. I'll shut up because your boys down there are still trying to call Southern California Net. KK6 Whiskey Lima Delta, K6MYC, Delta Mike 07, long way.
Alright, Mike, thanks for letting me know about the audio problem.
7-3, Greg.
226 is here.
Yeah, good evening, Ken. WA6OIB 226. Were you copying WLD in San Diego?
Yeah, a word now and then. It wasn't real good copy, but I did hear him, and I did hear a change in the audio too. So that was interesting.
Yeah, well, he's actually not in San Diego. I think he's in Torrey Pines, just north of San Diego there, almost on the coast, but not quite. But he always has a pretty good signal in here, so it was good to hear him. Anyway, good evening, Ken.
Yeah, good evening, all. Yep, I'm here until the 10-meter net here shortly. WA60IB.
Alrighty, let's see. The KB6RQU. How about you, Rick? We're going to have to look for Rick again about 8:30.
KJ6TYO 1009.
KJ6TYO. Good evening, Ron. Good to hear you.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. And yeah, you know, it was wet this morning around here too at 3:30 this morning. Everything was all wet. I don't know. It's like a little something come through.
Yeah, a little weird thing that came through and just dropped some water on us. And my weeds were all wet. Every time I'd walk in the weeds today, I get my shoes wet. What the heck is that? It's been so dry. I didn't understand that. Anyway, we had somebody else in here was talking about dragging a chicken coop around, and we were saying you drag chickens around, and he drags chicken coops. Over.
There you go. All right. Well, good evening. I got to get ready for the 10-meter net. I think I'm running that show, so we will catch you later. You have a good one. KJ6TYO 1009.
Yeah, I know that was Adam. Good evening, Adam. KE6VON was the one that was setting his trailer up to haul a chicken coop, and we were joking about that. Anyway, good to hear you too, Adam. I didn't get a chance to say hi. I haven't used the log splitter for a week or two, but we've gotten ready to do that again in a bit. But so far, so good. Anyway, good to hear everybody here. One last call down the valley, and then we'll look over toward, I think this is the fourth Wednesday, so we should have W6QUI in here in a minute. But before we do that, anybody else before we go to Atascadero? This is Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie.
Kilo, Echo 6, Bravo Kilo.
Well, hi, Eddie. KE6BK. You better yell out your number so Judy can hear it. Over.
858. Over.
Thank you very much. She got it loud and clear. You're sounding good down here, and quite surprised to have you in here so early. Over.
Yeah, this is one of my nights I don't have meetings, so I can get in here a little bit earlier. Over.
Well, thanks very much. I'm glad that's the case. It's always good to hear you. We usually take a look for you toward the end of the net, but some days you're not there, and some days we're too late, and we know you've either gone to bed or given up.
Yeah, that does happen now and again. Yep, sure does.
Anyway, let me turn it over to Rob. He always wants to say hi to you. Go ahead, Rob.
How you doing, Eddie? KE6BK, KM6SRR. Good to hear you on our Aries net the other night there, over.
Yeah, Rogers, yeah. We kind of like checking in up there and everything like this. Make sure my radio's still working and all, but I'm glad you come by and check in with us.
Yep, that's what we do. We always got to keep in touch in case we ever have to do it for real, huh?
Yep, that is true. That is true. Well, good talking with you guys. We'll let you get on with the net there. And take care and have a great week. KM6SRR and K6MYC. KE6BK. 73, guys.
73, Eddie.
Yep, 73, Eddie. Thanks again. Last call, San Joaquin Valley, and points that can hear me. K6MYC, Bozo Net, Central California. Nothing heard. We're going to Atascadero. That should be pretty close to Ron down there. W6QUI, K6MYC. Well, let's see. Third Wednesday, second Wednesday. What Wednesday is this? This is the fourth Wednesday. He should be in here. He was in here Sunday night. W6QUI, WKN6, oh, for gosh sake, I forgot Eric's call, Rob. What is it?
EIV, I think.
That's possible. We're having a cat party out here. Okay, well, I don't hear Ron. I don't hear anybody else down there, so I guess we'll keep on moving the antenna. We'll go up towards Santa Cruz and see who we have. W6QUI, last call. Anybody in the Atascadero or Paso Robles or San Luis Obispo area, please come now. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, over.
Yeah, Eric's call was KN6 EIV.
EIV, yeah, that's it. KB6WRW is the other one. That's Bill, but he's very rare.
Yep, like one of those de-expositions to get a hold of them.
Yep, something like that. All right, I'm going to Santa Cruz. Okay, KW6 Sugar. KW6S, K6MYC, Tom. Oh, Tom, let's see, Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. AF6 United, how about you, Lee?
Alpha Fox 6 United, I am here, 1098, the countdown Bozo.
Got your 1098. Thanks much, and good to hear you. You're good and strong. I don't know where Tom is. Maybe he's got another net. Sometimes he has something else going on, and he'll check in here in a few minutes.
Maybe he was just a couple of steps away from the radio. I'll take a standby here and see if Tom is there.
I don't hear him, so I think he'll be around somewhere. He'll come in before it's over here. Anyway, you're sounding good, and you're getting that shack really working well, over.
Well, I hope so. Little bits and pieces just keep filtering their way into the system here. So, I'm making some pretty good progress. I'm pretty pleased with how everything is going. And it seems like most of the little interconnect pieces and stuff like that, I have an adapter or I have the right cable or something like that in my pile of garbage that I've had off to the side for quite a while. So I guess the dividends are paying off. I did have one question for you tonight, Mike. Tom mentioned that you and Frank have a pretty good source for solar things. And I'm obviously looking to make this an off-grid shack, and I've got a couple of 100 amp-hour batteries that I've purchased so far, and I was just wondering if you could pass along the source that you guys go to for solar and batteries and, you know, charge controllers and all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Is it 50, your 100 amp hours, are they a 50 volt battery or 12?
Oh, they're 12 volts.
Okay. Yeah, well, the name of the company that we deal with is Signature Solar, like your signature on a paper document. Signature Solar, they are in Texas. They're easy to deal with. We usually deal with a gentleman by the name of Clay, but you won't get him unless you ask for him. He's a primary salesman, but deals more with bigger systems. But I don't think it'll make a difference for what you're going to order. But they got a nice online thing. I think at signaturesolar.com. You could go there first and see what you need. Over.
Roger, that's very good. I appreciate that. Again, you know, I'm just learning all about how to put everything together, and I did acquire a couple of batteries. I bought some Watt Solar is the brand name on them. All of these batteries seem to be made in China, but I watched a couple of videos on a couple of people that took them apart, and it seems like the charge controller on the inside, or the battery management system on the inside is pretty good, and all of the cabling and all of the connections and the separation from one cell to the other and all of that kind of stuff seems to be very high quality, and my batteries were like $175 delivered for a 100 amp hour 12 volt battery, which I thought was pretty good. So we'll see how they do, but I really appreciate the Signature Solar connection. That I think is going to help a lot. Back to you.
Yep. Well, I run the bigger batteries here. We got 50 volts at 100 amps, 50 volts. And I have 15 of them for the house here, 15 of those in parallel. And they get charged up just for the house, and then I've got 2 of their wall packs. They're like a Tesla wall pack, but Signature Solar has something equivalent. But it sounds like it's more than you need. You need just something to power, what, your ham shack by itself only?
Well, actually, the ham shack is just a trial run for getting the whole house off grid, because I already have the solar panels, and I've been contemplating the battery systems that are available out there, and I'm just feeling like it might not be too difficult to put together a system myself and probably save a couple of dollars along the way, and maybe actually be able to engineer it to be a little bit more robust than what the commercial systems are. But we'll see.
Yeah, well, they have good inverters. We have a couple of 18K. You might look at the 18K inverter. That's a big enough one for your house, probably. And it can handle 2 or 3 strings of solar panels, different levels. But I think you want to immediately convert away from the 12-volt batteries and get up to 50 volts. And you just, the way you connect your strings of your solar panels gets you up to 400 to 500 volts. That's what each string maximum is in voltage, is up to 500 on a peak day. So that's what I would recommend. You might look at the 18K and then look at the 50 volt 100 amp batteries. They run about $1,600 a piece, but they are very, very high quality, and they also have a fire protection system built into them. There's cheaper ones, but they don't have the fire protection. And I felt that it was just worth the extra money, $100 or so, to get the fire protection in the battery. They weigh about 100 pounds a piece. Over.
Okay. Whoops. Well, I'll, like I said, my first step here is to get the shack contained and learn all about what I need to do that, and just get a system going for the shack, and with that information and the stuff that I learn about that, then I will expand out to the whole house system and see where that leads me. But yeah, thanks. I appreciate all of the advice and definitely the connection to Signature Solar. So I'll check into that, and with that, I'll turn it back to you and see if Tom's there.
All right, very good. Yeah, you definitely want to get away from the 12-volt batteries for your bigger house. You just don't have enough capability.
Yeah, I realize that. For the whole house system, it definitely has to be a much higher voltage kind of system, and I'm just starting to crack the eggshell right now, so I haven't gotten down to the yolk. But anyway, I'll say 73s and turn it back to you, Mike. K6MYC from AF6 United. Back to you.
Okay, very good, Lee. And all this information is usually helpful for other people on the net, so it's not a bad situation. I run at the house with the 50 volts. I have a line that comes off of that battery system at 50 volts. All the solid-state amplifiers now that are made of any size, 500 watts and up. What's the matter? Okay, anyway, I run all the amps that I have right on a single line that comes right from the battery. Not in this shack, but in the house I have 5 amps that all run on the 50 volts right directly off the battery, and you don't have any inverters or anything then for the power supplies. You don't have any power supplies. You just run right off the batteries. It's really nice and very efficient. All right, 7-3, let's see. KW6S, Tom, are you in here yet?
K6MYC, KW6S, 610.
There he is. We called you earlier, but we figured you were on another band or something. Lee's had quite a transmission. Go ahead and tell us what's new over there. We had a lovely day here.
Oh, not a lot new. It was a great day here, and didn't get too much done. I worked really hard trying to get some computer stuff done in anticipation to the contest this weekend, and not having much luck. Windows Update had decided to mess with my computer in ways that I don't seem to be able to undo, and I casually looked at it the last couple of days, and today I spent quite a bit of time on it, and now I'm just kicking back and trying to find something else to do to take my mind off that. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, I hear you. By the way, let me stop a second. Lee, are you still here?
Yes, I am.
Okay. The other station, there's 2 stations here that are doing solar panels locally that are good for information. Both of them, well, one of them is Frank, W6BBS. I know you've heard Frank, and he should be in here tonight, but maybe he's busy doing other things or whatever. But anyway, Frank has done my entire system here, so he's a first-class installer of all this stuff and understands all of it and has worked with Signature Solar not only to purchase all my stuff, but also his own. He's off-grid completely up at his place as well. The other station is Rob. Rob hasn't gone through the motions yet, but he's got all the pieces, and he studied and designed his own system. He just hasn't put it together yet. So, Rob, are you copying Lee over there? Oh, I know where Rob is. Rob's over on the 10-meter net. But that's the other one, KM6 Sugar Radio, Lee. So when you hear Rob, you can question him. He bought all his stuff from Signature Solar, and he has it on the property and is in the process of getting it all hooked up and running. And I think he's got 65 solar panels and so on. So he's got to have a big system when he's done. I'm going to have 72 plus a few extras here as well when I get the next batch. The next batch will be delivered on Monday. I just got the word today. I've got another batch of 36 425 watt panels coming in. They were just about $100 a piece, so that'll give you an idea what I've been paying from Signature Solar for 425 bifacial panels from Signature. We bought 36 of them. I think it was about $3,700 with tax and all. So there you go. AF6 United, K6MYC.
Well, that's all very interesting. Yeah, that definitely a lot more information than I can quite process at the moment. But yeah, I kind of get most of everything there, and I will definitely look into the Signature Solar site and maybe try and contact Frank and Rob along the way here and see what I can chat up with them and get a bit of an education here. So I appreciate it very much, Mike. K6MYC from AF6 United. Back to you.
And quite a few guys on the Bozo Net are in one stage or another. Another station, WA6HA up in the mountains, is just finishing up his system, and he did the same thing as all Signature Solar. So they're very helpful. They can help you design the system, and they can help educate you as well. So there you go. Good people seemingly to work with. We've had no glitches whatsoever. We've had a couple of failures or things that went wrong. We had 2 panels of the last 36 that came in that were damaged, and they gave us credit for those. Over.
Okay, well, that sounds like a good company to deal with, and sounds like they have fair prices, and we'll see how it goes. So thank you very much, Mike. I really appreciate all of that. K6MYC from AF6 United.
Alrighty. 7-3 for now, and back to you, Tom, for your final, and we'll go into the Bay Area and move on here. K6MYC to KW6 Sugar. Anybody else want to talk to Tom? Pop in. Is it if they want to say hello to Tom? So, Tom, you can stand by for them. Over.
I'm not hearing anybody, but yeah, I'm interested in the solar too, and Lee and I talked about that the other night, and the watt cycle seemed to be a pretty nice place to, it looks like, maybe to buy batteries. They didn't really seem to have the charger I wanted, but then I haven't really paid a lot of attention yet. But mostly I'm getting ready to do a little bit of portable work, and outside, and I need a 12-volt carry around in my hand sight or battery supply, so I'm looking at some kind of small ones to start with. But real interesting, and I've thought about going a little bit of the solar route here. I've got redwood trees that shade most of my roof, except to the north or to the west, and I think those will limit my effectiveness a little bit for solar panels on the roof. But we'll see. Catch you tomorrow night on 432 K6MYC KW6S.
Okay, we'll do that. And Lee, are you going to be out at 432? You got that running yet?
I'll give it a shot. I still have the 3-element beam up right now. The Quaggy is taking a back seat to all of the work that it's taken to get all of the gear set up in the shack here. So, but I'll be there. I may be shooting peas, but I'll be there tomorrow night. So 7-3, everybody. AF6 United. Back to net.
Okay, well, that 3-element got through fine before, so it shouldn't be a problem. Very good, Lee. 7-3. Take care, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. K6MYC clear with you and going into the Bay Area. Let's see, Judy. 280-something.
284.
284, Lower Bay Area. QRZ Bay Area Bozo Net. 430, 2 meters, K6MYC.
KB6 WSC.
There, way off axis, but I've got you. A good signal tonight, Mike. I'm sorry we had so much fading last night. It was in and out. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Give Judy your number, K6MYC.
Hello, Judy. Number is 775, and I hear Jim JNN in there as well.
Oh, Okay, I didn't hear Jim at all. You covered him, I guess. That's your 775, and pleased to hear you. And, of course, we'll look for you tomorrow on 432. And hopefully you got that one sorted out again. I know it was twisted around in the wind for a while there, over.
Yeah, that was a 6-meter antenna, but this one's doing okay.
Okay, very good. So we'll see you on 432 tomorrow night.
I'll give it a try.
All righty. How about Jim, WB6JNN? Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, 285 WB6JNN in San Jose, and good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Jim. And we had a beautiful day. It was a good day for flying over here. I don't know. How about you, over?
Well, I didn't get out today to fly, but I was doing lawns and getting it down from 6 to 12 inches to something like 3 inches. Front and back today, so that was the main project.
Were you shortening to 3 inches?
Well, when it's that high, you know, I set it a little higher for the first cut.
Your lawn?
Lawn, yeah.
Yes, okay. It wouldn't have been 12 inches, would it?
Oh, yeah. Well, our rainstorms have just been perfect, and they've been growing like crazy around here.
Wow, okay. My lawn wouldn't go 12 inches high if I let it go all year. I guess it takes a certain kind of grass to do that, like ryegrass or something. All right, very good. Well, you're good and strong. I've moved the antenna back and forth, but no particular heading that's any better than anything else tonight. Let's see who else we have in here. How about the Bay Area? Bay Area, Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie and the group listening.
Whiskey Bravo 6, Whiskey November India, 1090.
Hey, you must be done eating dinner, Gary. WB6WNI, go ahead.
Well, wouldn't that be nice, Mike? No, your timing is perfect. I just swallowed my food when you said any other Bay Area station. Great timing. Anyway, before I forget, which I did last Monday, and it was amazing how well 6 meters was, considering it was non-existent, and then for you to come in S7. It shows you just have to keep trying. But I forgot to tell you, I've heard both of Frank's beacons. Both of them, it's interesting, there's no particular time of day they will be better, but I just occasionally just listen, and I have heard both of them probably way about an S1. And that's about the noise level, mind you, Mike. So, yeah, and, you know, the weather is same here. Great weather. It hit 76 degrees. So, I think that's it for tonight. I'm going to take more bites of food. K6NYC and the group here is WB6WNI 1090.
Yep, thank you. Hang on. Did you have a question, Judy?
No.
Okay. Okay. You could not have heard the 432 beacon recently because it hasn't been on the air for about a week and a half or two. But before that it was on. It's off now, but it will be back. But Frank sold the transceiver that he was using for 432. It was an old one that I had. It was an FT847. The FT847 now is in the hands of KG6 QHK in Fresno here. Let me just see if John is still listening here. John, are you still on frequency?
Question?
Yeah, who is?
Which John? K6MI.
Well,
is that on, Mike?
Hang on, I was looking for John KG6QHK, John, but I was just trying to find out if he was able to turn the antenna over toward the Bay Area. I don't hear him anymore. Anyway, he's got the transceiver that you would have heard, Gary. It's an all mode, goes all the way to 432. And that's what Frank was using for the beacon on 432, but it was overkill, a terrible waste of a big complete radio. So he sold it to his friend John KG6 QHK in Clovis, and he's got everything up and running. He checked in here earlier. I don't know where he is now, but he may have gone off to dinner or something. Anyway, one of these days you'll hear him on 432 with the radio that used to be at Frank's place. I think he's got antennas for both bands. I'm surprised he didn't stick around here, but maybe he cannot hear me off the side. I don't know. Anyway, somebody else broke in and had a question. Was that you? Who was it? Somebody in the Bay Area had a question. Go ahead.
WB6J, and then I was going to ask what frequency that's on.
The beacon 2 meter is 144.275, and 432 beacon would be or will be on 432.275 when he gets it back. Over.
Yeah, okay, 275. All right, I'll have to check that out myself. WGB6J, and then.
Yeah, you should be able to hear the 2 meter one. Gary hears it, although you've got a little more blockage. But it's running, and Frank's moved the antennas higher and higher. For 2 meters and 432, it's a pair of egg beaters. Over.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. All right, thanks. WGB6J, and then.
Okay, very good. So there you go, Gary. It'll be back on, and we'll announce it here whenever we're looking for, and we'll put the word out right now for what it's worth. We're looking for an older single sideband transceiver that covers 432. We'd rather not have a real fancy one that covers all the other bands, but sometimes you get multi-band units that do 2 and 432. We just need a sideband radio so it can be used on CW. We just key it up and it runs in the CW mode, but that normally requires a keying circuit and so on, and the ability to take CW through it. Anyway, so that's what we're looking for, an old one to replace the FT847 that now is down in Clovis, Gary. WB6WNI, K6MYC.
Well, very good, Mike. Yes, that's a thorough explanation. And I don't know what Jim, since he was on here, and then he's coming in about S78, so he probably heard me pretty well. And it's very embarrassing because it might tell you how long I have forgotten to tell you. So, Mike, it could be 2 weeks ago I meant to tell you, and I just keep forgetting. And I do hear, I don't say I hear it unless I hear the code. I do listen for the code because there's all kinds of noise on the radio. So, yeah, Mike, it may have been 2 weeks ago. Anyway, good with old age. Anyway, we'll say 73, K6MYC, and that, and Judy, WB6WNI, will be monitoring.
Okay, very good, Gary. Much, and we'll let you know when the 432 gets back on, and 1296 will be on eventually, but right now it's we're looking for a transverter for 1296. He has my transverter up there, but I don't think the antennas and everything are ready on 1296 at the moment. 1296 has to be pretty close to the antennas because of the feed line loss. So, but 1296 will be on, and 432 will be on before too long as well. Okay, Bay Area, looking for check-ins, K6KLY, AB6SR, WA6AXX, KB6BA, anybody?
W6PQL.
W6PQL. Good evening, Jim. Take one and I'll bring the antenna up toward you, over.
Yeah, I forgot to turn on the amplifier, so that'll probably help a little bit. Yeah. Well, I'll look around here. Maybe I've got something you guys can use on 432. I've got several old radios here. Most of the time I just use them for tuning amplifiers, like an old FT897, for example. Puts out all of 20 watts, but that might work for you, huh?
Oh, yeah. Anything from 10 watts up is good.
Yeah, of course, it's got HF in it, too. It's like one of those Swiss Army knives, like the newer 991 is. But that one, my gosh, it's got to be at least 15 years old now. I could donate that if you can't find something else. So just let me know. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Yeah, okay. Now, if we can't find something pretty quick. We thought we had a line on one. Rob has a friend that has one. One of the bozos over here has a 700, a Kenwood 700, and we were thinking it was a TS 700. Turns out it's a TMD, a different number, TMD 700, and it's digital only, digital and FM only. So that was one that we hoped to be able to get. It would have been donated, but unfortunately it's not going to work. Over.
Yeah, no, I don't think you could make that work even in FM mode. Not unless it was frequency shift keying, and I don't know what you'd do with the other signal. It just won't work.
Yeah, we're looking for an older transceiver. A TS700 would be fine. That's an good old radio that had 2 meters and 432, and that would be a good radio. They're useless because they got very poor ears, but for a beacon, it's great.
Did that have 432 on it? I thought that was 2 meters only.
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
That's been a long time since I've owned one, like 25 years, so I don't remember either.
Yeah, they're super old radio. Anyway, we'll just keep mentioning it, and maybe somebody will turn up with something here before too long. How was your day?
Pretty good. My back is sore because I've been sitting here cutting and trimming wires and winding ferrite beads through them and stuff like that all day. But when this is over, I'll have a big break of several months before I have to do it again. Thank goodness.
Well, you ought to do what Judy does. She sits here, does the net, and about halfway through the net, she has to get up, straighten out. Otherwise, she can't get up at the end of the net. She's so still. Anyway, yeah, you got to get up and stretch every now and then, Jim. Okay, fine. We know about that sitting in one place too long. I have the same problem. I sit in one place too long, I just go to sleep.
Well, got the right idea then.
Yes, I can sleep anywhere. I can sleep standing up if you can lock my legs out backwards. Okay, let's see who else we have. Anybody else in here this evening before we move on to greener pastures? Bay Area, please, K6MYC Bozo Net. Oh, I guess the way Ed's checking in lately, he could donate his radio, because he's sure not using it here. WA6AXX. Ed, where are you? Okay, well, that's it. We're going to go to Oakley and give it a whirl here. Oakley coming up. There's pretty close to Oakley. N6 Radio Oakley, N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. Oh, I'll bet you this is a Zoom night. N6RO, N6 Radio Oakley, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835, Charlie Mike 97, temperature range 39 for a low and 73 for a high. Dinner was lamb chops and spinach. Over.
Lamb chops and what? Oh, spinach. Okay. Very good. Judy drooling here. We had a very good dinner, but it was unexpected. All our Wednesday plans fell apart. Our grandson was out of town for the day and for the week, well, doing some other business, I guess, in the Bay Area. And so he didn't come up, and Matt came home late and forgot to call us. So Judy had already mixed up some Judy special when everything else fails. But Matt walked in about 7 o'clock with some nice patty melts from a very, very special place that makes them. And onion rings and mushrooms, toasted mushrooms or whatever they were. They were fried mushrooms. Oh, yeah, really good stuff. So we had a nice meal, but it came out of a bag. Over. Still there, Ken?
another net at the same time.
What happened? I missed it, Ken.
Say, I'm trying to work two radios at the same time, and I just checked into the one of the local nets here. Did you have a question for me?
No, I didn't have a question. I just wasn't sure that you heard me. We told you what we had for dinner. Came out of a bag, I said.
Okay, I heard the mushrooms and yeah. By the way, I've got a horrendous new noise that's not really power line related. It's very close. It's a S9 on this band. It happens to be in the same direction as you, but you're overriding it. And I suspect a street light, mercury vapor or whatever they use, in my neighbor to the southeast. So I'm going to go up there with my DFing or RFI detection and confirm that it's that light. I'll keep you posted on that. I mean, this stuff never quits.
Yes, well, it's quicker to do that noise testing with a mercury vapor light with a 22.
No, I think I'll just tell the neighbor they have a problem.
I'm kidding. But you could always say, just turn it off for a second, will you, Roy?
I don't know if they have control of it. I really don't know the details, but I'll find out.
Oh, yeah. Well, if it's one of those automatic ones, that's probably where that is. It's not the light itself. It's the automatic circuit that turns it on and off. They're sometimes really ornery. They can be very noisy. I had a lamp in our bedroom that was that way. It was a touch lamp. My God, that thing was horrible. I was on the air one day talking to what the hell was the guy that was up all night? The talk show radio guy. Oh, for heaven's sake. Well, anyway, I met him after he got his program done. He would always go on to 80 meters, and I got up middle of the night and 4 in the morning or whenever he quit his show, and I was talking to him, and all of a sudden this horrible noise came up, and Myrna had touched the light on in the bedroom, and it was the touch lamp on over the bed, which normally isn't on when I was on the radio, so it wiped me out. Anyway, who knows? You'll find it. N6RO, okay, 6MYC and the Bozo Net.
Yeah, I highly suspect the controller for that light, because when it's approaching dark is when it cranks up, and the light is not as brilliant as it used to be. So all it's doing is making noise. I'll track it down. See you tomorrow night, N6RO.
Yeah, in other words, its frequency of radiation went down in frequency, huh?
The what?
Its frequency of radiation, it went down from the light frequency down to the radio spectrum.
Oh yeah, it's loud on 6 and peaks on 2 meters. I can barely hear it on the HF bands, but it's there all the way down to 160.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sure you'll find it. All right, take care. We'll see you tomorrow night on 432. Good evening for now, and thank you as always for checking in here. How are your plans for solar proceeding? We had one of the gentlemen over in the Watsonville area thinking about doing his, and we were talking solar tonight. Over.
I need to move on that soon. I want to get batteries first, and then maybe replace my 200-watt panels with 400s. Or maybe put a whole new rack of ground-mounted panels in. That's haven't decided yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Frank isn't in here tonight. I expected him to be on. He was here all day today. I thought sure he'd be in here tonight. The system works on 2, but he got home and he spent some time moving this shed that they're going to take back, and he had to get it right down by the gate so they can pick it up easily if they ever come. They've told him about 4 different dates now, and they never show up, and it makes him stay home, and then they never come. It costs him a day of work now. Anyway, hopefully they show up tomorrow or next week sometime. Friday would be the best day. He's got to stay home for his sanitary cleanup anyway. All right, good night, Ken, 7-3. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. N6RO, K6MYC. Anybody else in this direction?
99.
Okay, I'm going towards Sacramento now. Night, Ken, Judy said. Well, it must be pointed right down your throat. You're really loud. Good evening, Darren. KJ6KFB, K6MYC 756. Go ahead.
No! Well, I finally made it out here. It's been kind of crazy last several days, so... yeah, sorry I missed you on Monday. It wasn't in the cards. Work's been keeping me busy. Any rate, I managed to skate away and come out here and play radio for a few minutes. And I'll let you continue on. KJ6KFB.
Okay, very good. And good to hear you. Yeah, very loud, very steady. We finally got a decent path to Sacramento tonight.
Well, let's hope it continues as you go more toward the east.
I never go east. The farthest I get is about 10 degrees because I don't even need to go that far. The guys for me are just about due north for the Nevada fellas. Anyway, good evening, Darren. Good signal, booming. And we'll look for you tomorrow night with your crusher on 432, over.
I hope I'll make it.
Okay. Let's see, Bill, the KO6KD, we didn't hear you on 40 meters this morning, but maybe you're here now. K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike, and the rest of that. KO6KD, number 776. Not really doing all that great. A little under the weather. Got some other things going on here. A lot of stuff. I just won't get into it, but didn't get to sleep till about 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I overslept by about an hour and a half. I did turn the radio on at 9:30, but you guys had already cleared off, so apologies to you and to Phil and anyone else who may have showed up. I'll try to make it in the morning if you plan on being there. But for now, KO6KD776 checking in, and I'll check out and let you move on.
Well, you might have been surprised if you'd made some noise on the frequency, because both Phil and I were there in and out. What happened this morning, of course, was the cabinet meeting with Trump. Trump's cabinet meeting was this morning, and he had he was on for about 2 hours. And they had a whole thing with the press in there for the first cabinet meeting, and questions were flying, and Elon Musk was cheering it a little bit because he's doing the Doge thing on all the departments that are cabinet people, and they were just overjoyed with his sniffing around looking for waste and stuff, and when he was done with the discussion, they all clapped. All the cabinet members clapped for Elon, which didn't impress some of the press very much, but that's okay. He's doing a good job. Judy had something. What was it, Judy?
They're putting a mini Musk in every department in the government to report back to Elon. A mini Musk.
Did you get that, Bill? I didn't hear what she said. A mini something or other. I didn't hear what the mini. What was the name again? Did I lose you altogether, Mike?
We're still here. I was just trying to straighten out what Judy was explaining to me. It came out funny, and I couldn't make any sense of it, and that's why you had trouble. What they're doing is they're putting a deputy that worked for Musk. In other words, one of his boys, one of those digital computer brainiacs, they're putting one of those guys in each one of the cabinet
each department. each department in the government.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Oh, okay, I get it. Oh, so he's going to have little watchdogs then in each of the departments then. Okay, oh, well, that I guess that makes sense. It's just part of the problems I have is they're moving too much too fast. A bureaucracy by its very nature does not move quickly, and a dictatorship moves very quickly. But not a democracy. That's one of the things that are so nice about it is that bureaucracy, I guess is what I should say, bureaucracy. It moves slowly, so that way you don't have these sudden whiplash decisions and things and actions. So it's just, they're doing things that I believe are not right. Letting people go without due process, it's just not right. But I'm not going to get into it now. Maybe we can discuss it some more in the morning. But anyway, so they're going to have many musts. Okay, I got it now. Very good. That's clever. Thank you. Nice to hear you, Judy. You sound good. KO6 Judy.
Okay, well, we missed a little bit of that. You took a big, deep fade at the end, but you're very weak. Darren has got you by 10 or 15 dB. Are you pointed in the right direction?
Yes, I am. I got the antenna pointed the right direction, and I do show power output, but it's, I don't know. It's just, so let's see how you're hearing John. I don't know. It's like everything else that I got over here. Nothing seems to work right. So, anyway, I'll look at you guys in the morning. 373 KO6 Judy.
Okay, but no, are you, what are you running? You don't have the 9700 in there, but you're running 50 watts instead of 100? Bill, you're running 50 watts instead of 100?
Yeah, I'm running 100, about 160, 160.
You're running 160 watts, 160 right now, over?
Roger. Yeah, roger.
Well, you just faded right out again. I don't know what's going on. The band was just rock solid for Darren. You're in a bad spot there this evening. You better move from Roseville over across the street, over. All right, let's see how John's doing here. John, let's see if I hear you. KR6MR upstairs, K6MYC.
And golf Yankee.
KR6MYC in the group. KR6MR. Bozo 759. Good evening, Mike and Judy.
Yes, good evening, John, and good evening to you, Phil. Phil, we've got you checked in because you were working KG6QHK earlier in the evening, and somebody said you were in here, so I checked you in way back before you even knew I was here, over.
Very good. Yeah, and Elon got quite an applause when he said he was going to put one of his guys in each one of the departments. He got quite a round of applause. WB6GGY730, and a very good evening to Judy there. She sure sounds good on the radio. WB6GGY.
Yeah, thank you, Phil. And I wasn't sure exactly when the applause came because I watched bits and pieces of it through that period. But it was, I guess that was what he was doing, was mentioning the deputy business, putting somebody in each department. Very good. Well, it seems to be going along well at the speed of light, speed of Trump. Okay. Good deal. Back over to you, John. I didn't mean to ignore you, but Phil broke in at the same time, and I guess you guys don't hear each other when you're not pointed the same way. Phil's got you on the backside of his beam there from Twainhart. KR6MR, good signal. Go ahead, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, I've talked to Phil a few times. Right now he's in the mud. So I guess what they're doing, it's a new version of the old cartoon character of Deputy Dog, and they're putting one in every office now, right?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Okay, good deal. Well, anyway, I'm glad to see you upstairs there. Sorry about last night on 1296. It was very marginal. I assume you were there, right?
Yeah, I heard you in and out. I do post on the streaming chat box there.
but the link kept on dropping out. I'd be sitting there watching it, and all of a sudden it would stop, and I get that little circular thing going around, and then I'd wait for it to come back, and then you'd be out of sequence time, and I'd have, it was real pain last night.
Well, I wonder why. I don't think that was from our end. It must have been just on your downlink or something, over.
Well, somewhere in the system, I don't know, your end, my end are in the middle, but the link was dropping out.
Weird. Let me see if Aaron is here. Aaron, are you on frequency listening here?
Yes, sir.
Was there any problem with the link last night? John said it was dropping in and out on him last night.
Yeah, your internet was unstable last night.
My internet. Okay, so it was coming from here that was causing it, huh? You didn't mention it.
No, it ended up correcting itself, and tonight it's been fine.
Wow, that's weird. I don't know what in our system. We haven't had to reset or reboot it for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks now.
Yeah, just a momentary disruption, and it was dropping some frames to YouTube, and then that would have made it choppy on the other end. So, but as I said, it's been running fine tonight. K6USY.
Okay. No problem tonight, John. It was dropping. He noticed it last night there. KR6MR, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, okay, Mike. You've dropped out quite a bit. Your signal's not as long as it was. I'll let you go. It's getting late. You still have to get to Nevada. So 73s, and look for you to tomorrow night. K6MYC, KR6M.
Okay, watch your S meter. That's 1,500 watts. Is it readable?
Yeah, you're coming up to S7, S9, but for a while you were a little weaker. Earlier you were a lot stronger of a signal.
Yeah, all of a sudden it just started doing that when Darren broke in. Darren was absolutely rock solid in there. He didn't vary at all. Normally he's the toughest of all of you guys to copy, so he's got the path tonight, I guess. Okay, very good. No, I'm not going to Nevada yet. I got to work Redding over there. So Redding is next. Redding, KD6 Sugar Whiskey and KO6HS. Go ahead if you're there, Rich, over.
Of course I'm here. KD6 Shortwave, number 145 here in Redding. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, and pretty good signal. You're not bodacious, but very steady and very solid, so good to hear you. Did you get a little rain yesterday? Are you expecting rain this weekend, over?
From what I hear, yeah, there's supposed to be some rain coming in this weekend, and I don't think we had any yesterday, at least not that I know of. Today we've been out planting more garden stuff out there, so we're trying to get the plants started early, over.
Okay, well, we got a little sprinkle overnight. It didn't seem to be in the weather report, but it rained here for a short time, about 3 or 4 in the morning, we understand. Anyway, it's supposed to rain here over the weekend as well, so we'll hope for that. Let me see if Jerry is in here. KO6HS. Go ahead, Jerry. K6MYC, over. Okay, you're way down from Rich, or at least it took a fade all of a sudden, but Judy, it's 2:30. And I'll turn it back to you. I moved the antenna, but I think I got a peek on you now. Give me a little more chatter, Jerry. KO6HS, K6MYC in the group, over. Okay, well, it's fading in and out, but you came back up. Go ahead now, Jerry. KO6HS, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Roger, yeah, you came back up right there, so we got a little bit of peak and get back to stay there. I guess I didn't pick my propagation bill, and that's what I kept over.
Yeah, path's a little funny. It's slightly different direction than normal, and that's why I keep missing it. I keep going up to 235, 335, and it really is back in the 320s tonight. So don't know what's changed here, but that's why we're missing a little bit of your transformation. Anyway, we'll let you go, but it just started this. It was very stable up till now, and everybody else and the whole net has been very rock solid. So it just started this. It must be a timing thing about, what is it, 8:45 or something?
Yep.
Yeah. Somewhere around 8:30, we started to have flaky band here. 7-3, John. 7-3. We'll look for you tomorrow on 432. Maybe that'll be better. Who knows? KR6MR. KO6HS. No, we won't see you on 432. Not for a while yet, anyway. 73's, Jerry. We'll see you on Sunday night. KO6HS, K6MYC.
WB6JNP.
Jerry, very weak, 5-3 and 1. 73, Rich, up to you, KD6SW, and we hear you, Dane. Now go ahead, Rich. Way down, no copy, no copy. Way down, no copy, no copy. 7-3, we'll see you Sunday. We'll see you Sunday. Good evening to you. KD6SW and KO6HS Reading, K6MYC. Before we catch you, Dane, let me see if there's anybody else in the Sacramento area. AJ6 Queen Lima, George, are you here? Anybody else here in the Sacramento area? Okay, go ahead, Dane.
Okay, K6MYC, WB6JNP 107. Okay, nothing new to report here, and since you're aimed up there, you're something like 40 over.
Well, I'm aimed right at you, more or less. I'm not quite there, but I'm awful close. Yeah, good signals, and you're very strong here, too. Very good. Nothing too much to report here except the interesting cabinet meeting, all televised for all to see this morning on TV. I thought that was interesting. I think sooner or later the press are going to get the idea that maybe this is a functioning administration. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I missed the whole thing because I've been busy all day. But, yeah, well, we know it's a functioning administration. It's just a number of people don't like the way it's functioning, I guess.
Well, that's because they're getting raked over the coals because they're not doing their jobs, and they don't even understand that they may be part of a bigger conspiracy that's just very inefficient. Our government is running very inefficiently, and a lot of these people don't even know that they're not really doing anything of any use. Over.
Yeah, I guess. Well, anyway, I'm not. I try to stay as far out of that on ham radio as I can. But anyway, other than that, a beautiful day in Coursegold. I really felt like it was time to break out the shorts and sandals again, and get rid of the long pants and shoes.
Good for you. I didn't go quite that far, but I did have I was using just a T-shirt all day, so it was warm here too. Nice day. All right, let's see. I got to go up to Get Nevada, and then we'll be wrapping this thing up here this evening. But good to hear you. Haven't heard Dan tonight. We got most everybody else in Coursegold. Rob, are you back?
Oh, yeah, I've been here.
Okay, Rob and Ken was here. I think, I don't know if Ken's back or not. Ken, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. let's go to Nevada and see if we can hear either. Well, I know we'll hear Daniel, but maybe Larry will join us tonight. Who knows? Here we go. 7-3 for now, Dane, K6MYC going toward Nevada.
Okay, catch you on 432 tomorrow, WB6JNP.
Roger, Roger. Catch you then.
Good night, Dane.
1179.
1179. How about that? Good evening. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Is it? No, it isn't. Is it John?
Yes, it is.
Well, I got two or three new Johns, and that's why I hesitated. We have a new other Bozo member, 1190. 1190, his name is John also. So we got Johns coming out our ears here this evening. Anyway, good evening to you, John. KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima in Modesto. No, is it Modesto or? Yeah, Modesto. Anyway, good to hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're sounding good tonight, Mike. Yeah, it's Modesto. Hey, have a good evening, KD6WVL.
Yeah, and you're louder than normal, too, so that's unusual. Are you pointed at me or over toward the East Mountains?
I'm just a bit south of east. It seems to be where I get you the best.
Okay, well, we'll take it. It must be bouncing off of something over there. Anyway, you're sounding good. Thanks for checking in, John. I don't know how long you've been listening here. Can you rotate? Oh, yes, you can rotate. You should be able to hear from your place. You should be able to hear Daniel up in Carson City. So you might aim where you think Reno is and sniff around when he comes in. He's got quite a nice signal from Carson City there. So you might listen for KE7 Uniform Quebec London in a minute here. Over.
Okay, Mike, I'll give it a try. Have a good one.
Alrighty. He's in Delta Mike 09, so it's a good grid square for contests and stuff. Over.
Oh, yeah, that is a good one. I'll have to keep a listen.
Alrighty, here we go. Going to Nevada, K6MYC.
Hey, Mike, you're doing such a good job. Ken and I didn't need to get involved, huh?
Well, I wasn't trying to keep you out, but you were gone for a while. I called you, and then I remembered you were on 10 meters, so then I forgot to call you back in. Over.
Yeah, I think I heard that. I was going to come back, but you were talking to Tom, I think it was, or maybe it was Lee. So I couldn't get in, so I just let it go.
I was trying to get you in there because I told Lee. Lee is thinking about going more and more solar. And I told him that you had gone full solar with Signature Solar, and we're just in the process of getting all your stuff ready to be put together. Over.
Yep, roger on that. I got to get moving on that because sometimes coming quick.
Yeah. Well, the point is, you've done your homework on it. You've designed your system. You know what you want to do, and he seems to be a little green in that department. Doesn't have very good feel for it. So, even though you haven't put yours together, in lieu of having Frank here for consultation, you could probably give him some clues also. But it may be a bit premature, but let him get hooked up with Signature Solar. Right now, he's just going to get a couple of 12-volt batteries that he has and a couple of solar panels and see if he can make his ham shack work. Over.
Well, that's the start, I guess. I've got one in my shack, too.
Yeah, well, that's what he's going to do, and I tried to get him to go beyond that with the 50-volt batteries and get away from the 12-volt stuff, but yeah, but he'll be going in that direction, so he'll be asking more questions as time goes on. Anyway, I was trying to get you to say hello to him and let him know you could help him with some of the questions that he might have after talking to the guys at Signature. Over.
Yeah, roger on that. Sometimes I can hear him, but most of the time he's right down there in the noise for me. Over.
Well, he's as strong as Tom is here for me. So he's got a bodacious signal out of Watsonville. Anyway, not a problem. Well, I thought it would be good to have you in there, but anyway, that's what he's planning. So keep that in the back of your mind there. All right, let's see. I'm up at Nevada, KE7UQL. How about you, Daniel? Are you up there? KE7UQL, K6MYC, and a whole bunch of bozos calling and listening.
Roger. Roger, here is 272. It is 272. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good. I can peak on you, 272. I can peak on you, not real strong, but I'm sure you'll come up. There's quite a bit of QSB on the band tonight, but Ken is here, WA6OIB, and Rob is also here, and maybe some others. Take a transmission, and then we'll let the other guys give you a call. KE7UQL, KE6MYC, over.
Okay, there's a big signal from you tonight. You're very much peaked. You're about S5, S7 at this time. Here is KE7UQL, Delta Mike 09er, over.
Yeah, very good. Loud for me now. You came right up. How about it, Rob?
Yeah, I peaked a little better on him. How you doing there? Is it Daniel, KE7UQL, KM6SRR?
There's Rob. Big signal from Rob tonight. KM6SRR, KE7UQL.
Roger, you came up. Good sound.
Ken, if you're there, say hi to Daniel.
Yeah, I'm copying him fine. Hi, Daniel. KE7UQL, WA6OIB.
Hey there, Ken. WA6OIB. You're the strongest of them all tonight, over.
Well, okay. Well, I'll take that. Okay. Well, you got a good signal here, too. No, about typical, about S6, S7, so not too bad. KE7UQL, WA6OIB.
Thanks, Ken. KE7UQL.
Okay. Anybody else over here for Daniel? Anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley for Daniel? K6MYC. We also have a guy in Modesto. You might call it and see if you can hear you, Daniel. His call is KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima. Kilo Delta 6 Whiskey Victor Lima. Give John a call, Daniel, over.
Roger. Kilo Delta 6 Whiskey Victor Lima. KD7UQL, over. Nothing heard over here, over.
Okay, well, I told him to turn the antenna your way. He's got a 2M5WL. He should be able to hear you, and he's in Modesto. I don't think he's backed up against any hills, so he should get you, Daniel, but you may have to bump the antenna a little bit north of me here, over.
Yes, Roger. I'm pointed right about 180, over.
Yeah, you're probably too far down for him. I guess, can you rotate, or do you have to go on the roof to do that?
I'd have to put the shoes on, go outside, and Armstrong, over.
Okay, well, we won't worry about it then. One of these days, you get a rotator under that thing, you can work some of the other fellows there.
Okay, when it gets a little warmer, we can do something like that, over.
Yeah, there you go. Have you heard anything from Larry lately?
Negative on that one.
Well, he's been very quiet, I guess. We'll just have to give up on Larry until he decides to come back and join us in ham radio world. I'm going to give him a call, November 7, Whiskey Tango, and 7WT. How about it, Larry? K6MYC and the Bozo Gang, over. Okay, I guess you're it, Richard. We haven't had Stan in here either for a long time, but I'm sure he would have popped in if he was hearing us. And we lost the other guy that Larry tried to get going, but he hasn't found any interest in VHF here. Okay, 7-3. We'll let you go, and we'll look for you tomorrow night on 432, Daniel, over.
Okay, 432 it will be. KU7UQL, 7-3 all, and good night.
7-3.
Good night, Daniel.
Good night, Dan.
Okay. Well, we got a few people missing in the Bay Area. We could go back there. We usually get one more or two after we finish here. Let's go to the Bay Area and Rag Chew and see who comes up.
We haven't heard Ian on for a little while either. Wasn't he down like Visalia?
Yeah, well, Well, we did get another station, was it W6RAY out of Visalia, so we lose one and get another one.
Yeah, that's okay.
Late check-in.
Go ahead.
This is W6BBS72. I come out here to get on the net a little early, was playing around on JT65 on 160 meters, and just realized I never got on the net, and I said, looked at the clock and went, oh man, I'm late. But maybe I can beg for a late check-in?
Well, you're in time. We're about to pull a cork on it, but I'm pointed toward the Bay Area to squeeze any last people out of the Bay Area that might show up, and Rob's going to point down and see if we can wake up anybody else in Visalia there, or maybe even get KB6RQU in Isabella.
Yeah, who are we talking with, Mike? I'm not familiar with this guy.
Who was that? This what was it? Was it K6 Baker whiskey?
Well, let's just put it to you this way, Mike. Rob's probably right. He probably just doesn't want to know, and he should probably just turn his radio off at this point.
There you go.
Oh, okay. We'll call him Wise Guy. I got to figure out some call signs for him.
Okay, W6WG.
Well, I have been called a, of course, BBS Big Bull Shooter, but I prefer Big Bodacious Station.
There you go. Okay, Ken's in here too. Say, hey, Ken.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, Frank.
Frank's still got this blown. Are you going to try and fix your own transceiver, Frank?
Well, probably, but I wanted to ask him, now you reminded me, I wanted to ask him, I got something weird here. The preamp does not work on 2 meters, and it kind of sort of seems to work on 432, but not very good. Can't be real sure of that. And on 1296, it seems to work just fine.
Well, they're all three different. each module has its own preamp, so you got one for each band.
See, when I looked in whatever I looked at, it pointed to one item, said that was the preamp. It didn't say anything about a band or anything else, so I got to look at this a little closer. Over.
Yeah, each band has a strip in there. If you take that lid off, they're all three, and they're all, of course, each one has its own separate lid. Yeah, each module has its own preamp. So you've only, hopefully, you only blown one of them. By the way, they'll be here tomorrow. I ordered another bunch of preamp devices, so they should be here tomorrow.
By the way, the noise does not come up very much. When you switch the preamp on 432, it's very hard to hear it come up on mine also.
Yeah, okay, and that was the one thing why I said I wasn't sure, because I was only testing that when there was just noise out there. So there's that. So, okay. And I was thinking it was one broadband preamp for all three. I don't know why I was thinking that. Wouldn't really make a lot of sense. But, okay, very good. Yeah, Ken, I just have not had time to slide this thing off the shelf and pull the cover and take a look at things. I'm not in a hurry, and now we got things going with M squared out at Mike's. And so I'm going to be a busy camper for the next few days. Not sure when I'll get to it, but I'll let you know.
Hey, Frank.
Yes?
I just sent you the service manual.
For the 9700, I have one on my computer, but thank you.
Okay, well, I was just saying, if you look at the service manual, it'll show you that all three bands are on separate circuit boards.
Yeah, and I didn't look very deep. I pulled up a service manual. I downloaded a service manual online, looked at it, and there was a page preamp, and it was just listed, a line drawn down, pointing to a little square on the board. And I thought, well, that looks pretty simple. That's right on top.
Ken, is it the same device for all three bands?
No, it's not. I can't remember. I haven't. My memory's bad. I used to know what they all were. Oh well.
All three devices are different, huh?
Yeah.
I could see 432 and 2 meters being the same, but they probably went to a Mobetta device for 1296. But okay, very good. Just curious. Let me just make one call for the Bay Area and see if there's anybody over there that's listening. Bay Area, late checks and missed for the 2-meter Bozo Net. Missing 4-5 over there. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie Bozo Net. Bay Area 2 meters. Oh yeah, roaring back.
Well, really, I don't hear anything.
Well, I don't hear anything either.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, Frank, have fun with that, and I'll try and get you a device here when they show up.
Well, I think I got a good sign. I misplaced my loop. I have not been able to find my loop for like 6 months, and I happened to run across it day before yesterday and went, oh, that's good. I've been needing that to solder. So since all of a sudden my loop popped up and I've got everything else is already sitting here and I've been using, I'm in good shape, including, I got my big Weller soldering iron, but I've also got a real fine point one that actually came from W6GR. It was the one he did all his circuit board work with.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, very good. Well, anyway, we'll get that thing to you and let you have your way with it. But don't burn the circuit board up.
No, if this looks like something that I'm not going to get away with doing, then I simply won't do it. I will wait until there's a time when a qualified individual is available.
And I gave you the time frame, didn't I? Sorry about that, but I'm just stacked up right now.
Why would you have no receive? You've got to have some receive with the preamp off. It isn't that bad even with the preamp off, Ken. I mean, Frank.
I'm talking on it right now, Mike. And using the tower preamp, and it works just fine. It just the preamp and the radio's gone, but there is the preamp, the M2PA that's up on the antenna, so I just can use that if I need a preamp. That's why I'm not real concerned about the situation. This just all came up when I wanted to ask Ken if I was going to ask Ken if he could get the devices, and before I had a chance to, he told me he thought he had some and that he'd already replaced yours and several others. So, but it's not anything that I'm stressing about. Over.
Okay, where did you buy them, Ken?
Mouser.
Okay, just in case somebody else asks me about them. Not very common that people blow the preamps, but mine did blow on one of mine radios. I guess you fixed it. Okay, let's take one more standby. Bay Area Bozo Net 2 meters. Anybody?
The noise figure is so good on those, especially the 432 one. It seems to have a great noise figure because it doesn't bring up a lot of noise. But the only right way to check it is to put a signal generator on it and run it way down, and then make sure that you get. Usually you'll get about 10 to 15 dB, somewhere in that vicinity of preamplification there. They're not real hot, but they're not, they've got a little less gain, but a really great noise figure, so that helps.
Yeah, well, most of the time when it's in the radio, you don't need more than 10 or 15 at the most. It crushes the radio otherwise. I'm using my preamp. I've got the old SSB preamp out at the base of the tower. By the way, I did tell everybody, but Jerry Rodsky, SSB, passed away about 3 weeks ago now. I think I mentioned it to everybody, right?
Yeah, you mentioned it to me.
Oh, that reminds me. You made me think of something, Mike. I got in a conversation kind of via text with John KG6QHK, and he was going to put the feelers out for transverters and things like that. So we'd had a conversation. I told him about Q Signal, and so I just went on their website, just taking a look. I know we've done that recently, and I got a wild hair, and I just sent them an email and told them what we're up to, and that we need a couple of units that are transmit only, and what can you guys do? And your name was definitely mentioned as being part of the project, Mike. Over.
Good, that might help double the cost.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about, oh, this guy thinks he's connected. Well, watch this. Yeah, we can build you one without pre-up. The regular ones are 500. This one will be 750.
There you go. Okay. Now, he might remember me. I've had quite a few conversations. I think his name is, I want to say Jay, but I don't think that's right, but that may be it. Anyway. Okay. That would be good if he could do a couple of simple receive-only or transmit-only little boxes for us. That would be wonderful. With even a 2-meter IF, huh?
Well, yeah, I mentioned that we've already got a 2-meter driver, so we'd like 2 meters IF and 20-25 watts out, and we don't need any receive nonsense.
Yep, exactly. Wonderful. Okay. Rob, where are you pointed?
I'm pointed the Bay Area where you were.
Oh, I thought you were going to go south and see if we could get well, I guess we could try for Rick. It's a little late.
Okay, I'm heading that way.
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll close it up. Both Judy and I are getting tired. We've been roaming around all day here and want to go in and catch maybe a little bit of news before we hit the sack.
All righty. KB6RQU. Rick, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KB6RQU, old Bozo 61. This is KM6SRR with K6MYC. Standing by. Rick, KB6RQU.
About PYP or LAD? There's quite a gang there in Visalia. If we got them all on at once, we wouldn't know what to do. We got 5 or 6 in Visalia now. Almost like course gold.
Hey, Mike. Just a quick question on the side here. I don't know. We didn't discuss exact plans or anything. Is Matt bringing a crew out tomorrow? Are we supposed to put that log up tomorrow, or is he just getting prepped? And did he have a certain start time he wanted to start, or do you know any of that? Or am I just kind of on my own here?
Matt usually wants to start about 6:30, so. No, not really. I think about 9 to 9:30 would be fine if you're here by then. Tower's down. I've got the antenna rotated. I'm not sure which way I want to point it. It's pointed east at the moment, but I can turn it either way before we tilt down. I think what we want to do is have the antenna on the north side of the mast. I may go out and look at that in the morning, because then when you tip it down, it's, well, maybe that's not what I want. Maybe I want it on the bottom side of the mast.
Yeah, we can figure that out in the morning. Okay, I just wanted to make sure he wasn't like bringing half the crew of N Squared out there and having them show up at 8 o'clock ready to go or something like that. So I plan on being there early anyways, but I just didn't want to show up looking like I had banker's hours or something and make everybody jealous. Hi.
Well, if you get here early and nothing's going on and we're not quite ready, you can put the new balun up. The balun's here. It's on the seat of my vehicle, the ATV. It's on the front seat of the ATV. But if not, why, we'll get it later. But I would figure, but if you could get here by 9:30 or 9 or 9:30, that would be spectacular. Over.
Yeah, no, I'd already told Matt that I would get there early enough and that I would get that tower at least laid over so we were ready when we had people to help to start taking the antenna off and whatnot. I understand his point. He's trying to not put a bunch of work off on you and me that we have to do. By the same token, if we can help out a little bit, that's great. And I told him I could get that much done, and then once he's there, he can decide how he wants things to come apart and what he wants to look at and whatnot. Over.
Yeah, well, we don't want to lay it over till he's ready to do it because he wants to know how to do it. I did spray the whole area with ant poison, but you and I could move the antennas quickly, the 6-meter antennas, and get them out of the way, and then we're ready to lay.
Yep, very good. Okay, I'll see you in the morning. You guys can get back to calling people and all that good stuff. Good night, Rob, Ken, Mike. Oh, did KG6QHK check in?
Yes, he did. John, are you still here? checked in earlier, then he went somewhere. I told him to stick around. He's got a rotator, I guess, so I told him to look around, and I told him what direction I'd be pointing and so on, but I haven't heard him for a long time. Over.
Yeah, well, there's no telling. I don't know. I haven't talked to him either. And he doesn't have a rotator exactly, but he just steps out the garage door and turns the pole. He's got it fixed up so he can do that pretty good.
Okay, okay.
All right, good night, all. W6BBS.
Okay, good night, Frank.
Good night, Frank. W6BBS, KM6SR 73.
I guess we're about done here. I got no Bay Area, and you got nobody down south. But the Visalia guys, let's list them. We got AA6 Sugar, W6PYP, I think, is Greg. Would you check that? What's Greg's number? Is it PYP? Do I have his call sign right? Used to be WA6PYP. Not sure. And then we got LAD and RAY, and maybe one other down there.
Yeah, I talked to PYP this afternoon, but that was on the repeater. So he's still alive. He just doesn't always get on sideband at K6USY.
Yeah, well, I think he's got a new girlfriend, and that's kind of screwing up his timing, and he wasn't always that regular here anyway, but that's okay. But PYP, LAD, RAY, ASS, Alpha Alpha Sugar, and it seems like there's one other.
Yeah, PYP's number is 583.
Okay. We haven't got anybody else in here. I wish we could get somebody in Bakersfield. This whole DMO5 thing is falling apart.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for one of the Aries guys that was going to get a horizontal from his dad that I could check into their Aries horizontal net, and I'd convince him to check in on the Bozo Net.
Well, get out your stick and sharpen it up.
Yeah, I need to get some hints from the master, huh?
Hey, Rob.
Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
I've decided that's what I'm going to tell people here lately. I just advised Micah that the other day, that anybody says anything about my back problems, I'm going to just say it's Mike and his pointy stick.
Hey, that works for me.
Good night, guys. W6BBS.
You got Judy bent over with laughter here.
Good for you, girl. Have a good night.
Good night, Ken. Good night, Rob. Good night, Frank. Good night, everybody. Good night, Aaron, K6MYC.
All right, good night, guys. K6USY, DMO6.
Good night, Mike and Judy. K6MYC, KM6SRR 73.
Hey, Aaron. Just throw a line at you. Matt was saying it wouldn't be that hard to remote my whole station here from his place in Napomo. I guess everything's in place, but you'd have to teach me how to run the computer, or Judy, how to run the computer from your place. Like you can control everything in my station from your place. I'm going to make one change here, by the way. I've got a 2-meter antenna. We've got a new man lift that goes to 45 feet, and we're going to put the 2-meter antenna above the 432 and the two 220s. So we'll have all that on one tower if I have to use it, and it'll keep me in the house all except for 1296. And I may even think about something about 1296 at the location out there, so I can do 1296 from the house as well. So just a thought, but would it be that hard for you to, with a computer on our side, to remote my station from, let's say, the bedroom even?
I mean, it's all the rigs are already set up. Yeah, you would just have to have a computer in the bedroom. The only thing is you can only connect to the radio once. So yeah, we're kind of monopolizing it for the stream.
Well, I'm not thinking of it for the stream, but from just remote use from Napomo. I wasn't thinking, but we could practice it from the bedroom, and we do have a nice computer in the bedroom. It's just like the one that's in the shack. Over.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because, if you're over at the Napomo location, yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. Yeah, as I said, it would get complicated if you were trying to run the net from there remotely, but running the station remotely is, wouldn't be that complicated. Just trying to run it remotely and do the stream at the same time, that would be a little bit more complicated.
Well, by the time this all happens, I think Frank and Rob will be up in better shape, and between Ken, Rob, and Frank, they can call the net and just about hear everybody that I hear. Over.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, we just have to have somebody else run the net.
Exactly. Rob can do it. He's probably the freest, and it's the most in here most of the time. Of course, Frank can as well, but certainly there's two or three people that can run the net in a pinch here. Over.
Yep, Roger.
I mean, actually, you could actually do it, can't you?
I would have to control the radio from here and then run the stream from here, but yeah, we're almost at the point where I could do that if I really had to. It would just take a little bit of gymnastics to get it set up to be able to do that. But yeah, I mean, once we have all the rotors hooked up, it could be done. The only issue is, turning coax switches and preamps and your sequencers and like the amplifiers. We don't have any of that stuff set up with remote control, but if all that stuff was on, then yes, we could do it.
All that's on. The hardest, well, again, the biggest tough one, and I could always get a new rotator switch that's remote controllable for the big HF antenna system, but all the other stuff is I don't throw any switches on anything. I will be, when I go under 2 meters, there will be one switch I have to go, so 222 and 2 meters will have to be switched, but that's about it. But let me ask you this, and then we'll get out of here. What program do you use on your computer, and how do you do the rotators? How do you turn the rotators? Is there is it a mouse control, or how do you run my rotators?
So we're using a piece of software called PST Rotator, and there's a couple different ways to do it. You can either click on the map, you can click on the compass, or you can type a heading in and press enter on the keyboard. So there's a couple different ways to do it.
Okay, so typing in the heading is the best way, huh?
Yeah. That's one of the easiest ways to do it, and there's just a box with a number, and you just put 180 in and press enter, and the rotor goes that direction.
Oh, see, I can't do it, but I'm trying to look at things that Judy can do, and we can practice on this right from the computer in the bedroom, which we do all our other stuff on as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's something that would be, once it's set up, it'd be pretty easy to teach someone how to do it.
Okay. Yeah, we might get you up here one day for a tutorial in my system so that you can see what we have to deal with, and then that would be it. Okay. Well, just keep it in the back of your head. I'm looking at that for we're going to try and build the system a little bit differently than we have currently, and just the only other one would be the 1296 rotation would be trickier. Amps on and amps off, we can just do that all with one switch. And it's a switch that's controlled by a 12-volt relay. So that could be done easily with one switch or something. That turns on all the amplifiers if I put them all in one shack. Over.
Yeah, and there's ways to do that. There's like remote relay boards and stuff like that that are available. The way I turn my station on and off remotely, I do it all on the 110 side, but they now have power strips that you can get that are Wi-Fi connected, and then I just use an app on my phone, and I can just, or I yell at the I yell at Alexa, and she turns it on and off. So there's some ways to automate that stuff to make it easy. I know on your system you've kept it all 12 volts, so we'd have to come up with a solution for that. But that stuff is all available. We just have to hook it up.
Comment?
Yeah, and that comment was going to you, Frank. We should hook up that unit that we have that takes us from 50 volts down to 12, and that would make this get rid of all of 12-volt power supplies in the shack and stuff. Over.
Yeah, roger that. And also, just a piece of information for you guys. I'm sure you've heard of these, Aaron. I don't know if they're still around, but I still have a few of them. I think they were called the X10, and you had two little modules. One had an antenna on it, and you plugged it into the wall, and then the other one would plug into the wall somewhere else or something. And I don't remember exactly, but you could control it with a button, a remote, or with computer software. And all it was a way to computer control and turn off. And maybe that's what it was. It was one controller unit and subunits. I don't remember exactly. I'd have to dig them out and look at them. But I had all that set up at one time. I had my station set up to where I could do moon bounce from the Philippines on my 2-meter station in Madera Ranchos with nobody home. And I literally, all the power and everything was shut off, and I could come in and turn those X10s on with the computer. One computer was left running, and then I could fire up the entire station that way. And one other comment, just to put into your head area, Aaron, if Mike's wanting to play from the bedroom from right now, I should think we could just put remote desktop on his bedroom computer, and so he just looks at the computer that is now controlling everything, the software and all that's on it, so they can just go in and run either radio from there, and all we got to do is put a microphone in and dial the audio channel in and whatnot. So those are my two comments. I see both projects as being fairly easy thus far. W6BBS.
Two things. The X10 protocol is ancient at this point, and nothing really supports it. And there might be ways to get it working, but they kind of abandoned that protocol. It doesn't really exist anymore. But there's other ways. There's other systems out there to be able to handle it. And no need for remote desktop, because we can just load the ICOM software directly on the computer in the bedroom and just go straight to the radios. Trying to route the audio through remote desktop is going to tick off the ICOM software, I can guarantee you. So there's ways to do it, because the computer's on the same network, so that's not a problem.
Well, I got some cup hooks, and I'll just string a wire from his bedroom out to the shack to hook a speaker and mic up.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
I figured Judy would be the one to make the comment there, Mike, not you. Okay, I'll let you guys get to it, and I'll shut up and go back to getting out of here. I got to get to bed pretty quick. I got to work tomorrow. W6BBS.
Judy wants to do it with a remote mouse from the bed. She doesn't even want to get up and sit in the chair.
That's doable.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, something to think about, guys, that I want to move in that direction. And we'll be making some changes on the outside to make it easier to do it and make it so that I can operate all bands from one location. All right. Good night, all. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night on 432. K6MYC closing the 2-meter Bozo Net.
All righty. Good night, guys. K6USY, Fresno.
Good night.
Good night, Aaron. K6USY, KM6SR 73. And I already said good night to everybody else, so KM6SR going QRT.
You got to say good night to the people on YouTube.
Yeah, I said KM6SR going QRT on YouTube.
Okay. We'll catch you later. Good night, everybody. K6USY.